They say you should become wealthy first and then later on only take care of your health. I disagree. With just 2 hours per day, you can build an online company with multiple revenue streams and still become a pro athlete without a coach thanks to the internet. So if you want to get ahead of 99% of people, you need to take action. You need to build a strong body, strong mind, and your own business. The disruption of AI and the internet are here. Nobody will actually come for you. It's up to you. So let's break down how you can actually do it thanks to the 80-20 power laws. So how do you do it? It starts by adopting the right mindset, the mind of an entrepreneur, the body of an athlete, and the soul of an artist. It is the 80-20 hybrid entrepreneur and the 80-20 hybrid lifestyle. Hi, my name is Axel, and I've been on this path for the last 4 years, building an online gaming company while training on my lunch breaks for the muscle up world record, now breaking the previous muscle up world record, as well as building a game with already over 25,000 players. I don't have a formal background in this, and I just started on the internet like you are, went from out of shape founder to 7 muscle ups to a national record, to then breaking the previous muscle up world record and building this gaming company without any experience, bootstrapping it, then not having the marketing budget, to then putting on my old suit from finance and using all my martial arts skills to market the game, then go viral, to then the game getting $1,000 per day in revenue. So we then could raise over $350,000 in order to build this amazing cyberpunk open world game. When you start combining things together, you will get that unique angle. You can build your personal monopoly. Like one of the greatest investors of all time, Charlie Munger, said that you need a latticework approach to succeed in life. And that's even more than ever prevalent today. Like, unfortunately he passed away, but he was on point here that we live in the age of the AI disruption, and those few like you are taking part of this first mover advantage. So you need that approach for life to succeed, being able to tackle a problem from multiple angles. This is more evident than ever in the fast changing internet age. So Charlie Munger's Latticework is a diverse and dynamic mental models that create this sort of mindset shift where you, for instance, combine your skills in, say, the sports mindset into building strong mindset. Allows you to believe in yourself, to also have the focus right, because you can just dream about something if you're not actually implementing things. And that's actually what I built on the 80-20 blueprint, is for you to be able to implement these things. And that's the way of making better decisions and understanding complex systems. As we are all multidisciplinary, it's a mindset shift that you have to have. And the Industrial Revolution made us specialists, but the digital revolution demands a more multi-talented Renaissance person. And that way you can become indispensable, because you have that unique skill that nobody can teach you. If it can be taught to you, you can be replaced. But if you're allowing yourself to have that open mind, combining things together, building that solid framework, you will succeed. So how do you turn something like this into something groundbreaking? Because you just shooting out darts in the air and not like having a rigid structure for knowing what to focus on, right? You need to avoid the noise and you need to focus on the signal, right? You probably know the 80-20 rule on how few action drive massive results. That's specifically the 80-20 rule. And the digital age is of course the disruptor, destroying rigid specialists and rewarding adaptable, multidimensional persons like you. And of course I put this all together so you can actually build that solid framework of how you can actually start thinking clearly, being adaptable, having a strong body and strong mindset, as I built this 7-day 7 elite habits course, which you will learn what I learned from 16 years of really taking that sports and finance mindset and putting them together. You forge this anti-fragile body and mind designed to elevate performance no matter what the curveballs are thrown your way. And that's also like Nassim Taleb, who is a great writer. He talks about how you can actually thrive from chaos and uncertainty. And that's how you become the opposite of being fragile, you become anti-fragile. And already many people like you have succeeded with the 80-20 blueprint. Everything is connected, the body, the mind. You building your own career, your business. People are getting results. People are really starting to thrive in their personal lives and as well as professional lives. So now that you have a strong body and a strong mind, you take that sports mindset into building the hybrid entrepreneur lifestyle, right? So here's what you should do in order to monetize your skill and build something truly unique on the interweb. First of all, you should think about like, why is your product 10 times better versus the competitors? That might sound like, man, I don't know anything. Why would my product be so much better than somebody else? I don't even have a prototype. So here is the key. you start to differentiate yourself. You need to think like, all right, so if I can't be better, then how can I take this approach of combining things together? And when you combine them together, you will have a very distinct product. So for instance, like my video gaming company, there's a lot of video games out there, but there aren't even one virtual reality cyberpunk VR game that's open world. So we are like the first mover, but as soon as you take bits and pieces out of it, it is quite similar to other products. But when you start to combine these different elements, like matrix elements, slow motion, you have Max Payne elements, which is an old school Finnish game where I'm from Finland. And then you also have hacking and you have this open world, and people are also saying that it's similar to Batman. There isn't like one product that's similar to this. And especially as this market is blue ocean, which means it's a new market, there aren't really that many competitors when you differentiate yourself. But for instance, like me being here on the channel talking about fitness and finance, people say, for instance, my sister thinks that you can't actually talk about them together. But like one of the greatest investors of all time, Howard Marks, talks about how sports and business are like very similar. Like it's about minimizing the error, it's about having the discipline, it's about having the vision. But you really need to write down on a piece of paper what's some unique skill that you have. It could be like in finance, it could be combined with AI. You put these together, maybe you are in the top 80th percentile. Going that 10 or 20% up is a lot harder than combining these two together. And really think about it, like when you put these together, you might feel like, okay, you don't have a chance in this age, but hey, you're a first mover, you're already watching this channel, people don't think like this. Like you combining them together will give you that edge. Then you can see, okay, you combine, for instance, your financial skills with AI, you put them together, and for instance, like Goldman Sachs says, you start making content about it. Goldman Sachs predicts you might feel like online content creation, like me talking here, having like a smaller channel. What's the point? It's very hard to build a channel, but if you look at Goldman Sachs research, we are still in the early days. You are an early adopter, and when you combine these skills together, you definitely have an edge. But you need to start building right now. That's like the key. You launch fast a prototype, and then long term you can start thinking about scale. So short term, it doesn't matter if you talk about the things that you want to build in a manner that, hey, this is what you should do, and then you sell your product. You don't have to have a huge reach. For instance, if you sell high ticket like I do, then you can have a small reach if you talk about the valuable things that people actually want. There is a demand for this. So these people, 10 or 20 or 30 people, they want specifically this. There's a huge market demand, so you can build something that's scalable. And that's similar mindset I've also done. When we started our gaming company, we could quickly see that, okay, this is the customers, what they want, and then we could show to investors how we're about to scale, and then we were able to raise a lot. Next, you also want to think about how can you have a network effect. Network effect is one of the most important aspects of building. For instance, you had the first phone back in the days, and then by more people buying the phone, the experience becomes better, and if your product is superior, people will start to recommend it to each other because then the user experience will improve. Or for instance, it doesn't even have to be that complex. You can just have your course or whatever, and then you have a discount for it, a referral discount, so people recommend the course to others and then they get a discount. Finally, you want to have a strong brand. I think this is one of the most important aspects. Like you want to create the value, but you also want to create the storyline. So you want to be able to write well, and when you write well, you think well, and when you think well, you can actually create something truly unique. You can see, if you look at my brand, it used to be pretty chaotic calisthenic stuff, then it was more too like specific on the stock market, investing in the stock market, and then you have now this very elegant style where you have these minimalistic graphs and you have a 60s looking athletic guy, tech entrepreneur, and yeah, I really like the feel of it. And if you look back at my old videos, you can see that I was actually sitting in this right spot with the same camera, same setup, everything. But I really hadn't thought through how the branding looked like. Now, finally, you also want to think about like, all right, so maybe you don't want to spend all of your life talking about finance and AI or like some online branding or whatever. Like you can see our game, how we're starting in a small market and then we scale out. So there you can find your edge. You don't have to forever talk about these things. And that's it. So strong body by having 2 times working out per week will lead to a stronger mindset as long as you eat the same recipes. High protein diet, fasting, cold and hot exposure in order to recover, take a few supplements. Take this mindset from the 7 days, 7 elite habits, start building your edge in building an online company, having that clearly distinctive brand. Also, why is your product better? Launch fast, and then think about like how can it actually scale to, for instance, network effect. So the world is changing very rapidly, and like Nassim Taleb says, anti-fragility is crucial here. Some things benefit from shocks, they thrive and grow when exposed to volatility, meaning there's a lot of uncertainty, randomness, disorder, and stressor. That's the essence of the 80-20 mindset, the 80-20 hybrid athlete, the 80-20 hybrid entrepreneur, and the 80-20 lifestyle. And that's exactly what Taleb emphasizes, that you become stronger from stress, and it's not just possible, but it's necessary. The world will look very different in 5 years, and you're already a first mover. Believe in it. It's the ability to being able to withstand shocks, chaos, and adversity that allows you to not just have resilience, but also grow. So try to write these down in 3 steps: training, mindset, and business. And then you will start to move forward, because the digital age will separate those who just are stuck in the past and those who become ultra adaptable. And by you utilizing the power of the internet, AI, etc., you will have that edge. That's why you need to start thinking about, will you be replaced by a robot, an app, or will you future-proof yourself? That's actually how, when I started to think about these things, and I started just by showing up to the gym from the internet, learning the skills I put together in the 80-20 training style, on how I went from out of shape founder to then 7 muscle ups to a national record, and then to breaking the previous muscle up world record, and then starting to build a cutting edge company online without any experience. So how was this done? By the 80-20 mindset, know thyself, own the present, embrace the unknown. That's why rigid plans are dead. Constant adaptation is life. Don't be a one-trick pony in a world that demands a multi-talented Renaissance person. Be multidimensional, indispensable. Do less, but obsess over what moves the needle. And this is the fun part. You don't have to do all the monotonous tasks. You can actually be more creative. Have the mindset of the entrepreneur, the body of an athlete, and the soul of an artist. So see how optimizing your body-mind pays dividends across business, sports, and life itself. If you need more help, I'm here for you. I'll personally help you on the 80-20 path to strive through uncertainty. If you want to see my journey through the muscle up world record, or how we built an online gaming company, how we started in Unstable, watch these 2 videos.